Konami Studios. Crossover issue 4. Donny Cates, the man who has been on a roll, I think, since he started writing comics. Can we all just let's all take a moment and just think about a Donny Cates comic book that we didn't at least slightly enjoy. This is the kind of thing that excites me. I mean, I've been very mixed on this book. I like some elements. There's stuff I don't like. But if you're going to do metatextual, I like the way of referencing yourself. I think that is a really cool thing to see. There's some parts of this book where I'm like, that's awesome. I would love to do that too. Why not do that? You have the capability. You own these properties. Just do it, man. Like, that's cool. I'm on board for that. There's other things I'm like, okay, I get it. Not the best, but I get it, so I'm not going to complain. It's just parts of this book I just can't get over. And there's part of this book so I'm like, yeah, this is really smart. I'm enjoying this. You have to be a Donny Cates fan to understand some of it, and sometimes I'm not a big fan of his. But you know what? It's not bad. So we open up this book. Everyone's freaking out at the sight of Madman. Ava's like, sorry, I tried to help by drawing a picture of you, but it didn't look that good. And he's like, nah, it's fine. We figured everything out. And we get a couple of info dumps on how things kind of work inside the world and outside the world. So the further that these superpowered people get away from the dome, they lose a lot of their powers. So the Magic Boy, who I forget from the paybacks, another Donny Cates creation I found out. Great, man. Just have fun with yourself. That's cool. I'm on board for that. So yeah, the further these people get away from the barrier, they can't really use their powers to the extent they get weakened. And there's a portal inside that can take them all home. We get like another info dump that I think's kind of like Donny Cates talking directly to the reader, which, that's fine. You know what? It's okay. I don't have anything against him just being like, yeah, look, there's a portal, everyone's coming through it, we can get back inside and take you home. Everything about this is working, but it's hard to control, and it's like magic and weird, and everything's changing. Yeah, don't explain it. I don't give a shit. Like, you don't have to explain every little thing for me, especially in a book like this, because I don't need the answer. You don't. Comic books are about the ambiguity of things, which is some of the stuff I like about this. You know, you're like, oh, there's Stay Puft, there's a certain character, you can see them all in these pictures, but we don't actually have confirmation who they are. That's the ambiguity of comics. I like that this book is just like, you guys get it, it's comics. I don't have to explain everything to you. Giant portal help you. Go in giant portal. Crossover bad, portal good. I get it. So we need a plan to get back into the portal and get everyone back home. But it's not going to be easy, so we'll have to find a bunch of weapons. And Otto has an idea before Ryan can get out his gun that helps people. Meanwhile, we cut back to the creepy, daddy who hates, the evil and the church. He's the church boy, and he's calling people heathens and heretics, and he's just beating up this costumed guy. He's like, why don't you tell your people where my son's going to be, and I'll figure it out for you. Yeah, hey, I'm just going to beat you silly. Yeah. Great. This is again, I said it every time. This is the part of the book I'm like, I get it. It's a trope. It's a thing we see all the time. Not for me. I don't really care for this. It's 2021. I don't need to see the evil church guy anymore. Just because is religion as prominent as it used to be? People still worship it. I'm okay. I'm not saying anything against religion or churches. But at this point, we can all kind of agree that there's hardly a good representation of a church in media. So I'm not surprised that a guy like this is existing. So it doesn't add or take away anything. I'm just like, you're just taking up real estate, man. You're just showing me you got an evil church guy. I know, I've seen the movies, I've seen the comic books. You're not adding or taking anything away. I get it. So we're going to go on an incredible adventure and break into this weird museum that looks like it's in the Hall of Justice, which of course that's comic books. Remember comic books, guys. So they're getting inside, and basically this museum is just like a treasure trove of various comic things that we can't really pinpoint or say. Some of it are replicas, some of it's real, but basically it's just, let's find a bunch of weapons. So let's look through a couple of these pages and see what we can spot. It looks like there's a Batman suit, Cap's shields, obviously. You guys get it. Some Doctor Doom looking thing. The Ultimate Nullifier looking thing. There's a cube. You guys get it. Yeah. They're finding weapons that they can use to fight their way through stuff. You get it. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. It's also not trying to be. So that's fine. I don't have anything against this. It's just sometimes I'm just like, yeah, okay, I hear you. Again, I like that we're doing enough where you can tell, oh my goodness, that's the Ultimate Nullifier, but you're not like, where is Reed Richards? You're doing enough where people know they're there, but you don't have to show them, which is smart, because if you can't do it, don't try. I think that's cool. I like what those books handling that. Works for me. And that's the thing where I'm like, I wish I had this idea. You know, I said it when Department of Truth came out. I'm like, I should have had this idea where like the conspiracy theory either changes the world or manipulates it. I'm amazed no one's really come up with the idea before, or like I haven't thought about, let's take them all together, bring them into the real world, and you just have like a bunch of shit happening. That's such a smart idea. One thing I think is even smarter, and something I want to applaud Donny Cates for, is that he is referencing all his own works, which is like, yeah, you're going to make more money this way because now people are going to go buy your other works. That's genius. I can't hate him for that. I can like the thing. I can hate him for other stuff, but I can't hate him for that, is what I'm going to say. So we see this old woman who kind of like is just in the museum, and she's like, yeah, you guys should probably go. There's a bunch of cops about to show up, or security guards, I should say. They're like, how are we going to fight our way out of this one? And we realize we're going to leave it to Frank Einstein, and he's just going to be like, you know what, guys, I got this. And we see him just go ham with a yo-yo. And you're like, that's cool. Madman is doing some Madman stuff. I like it a lot. And everyone's like, what the heck are you doing? He's like, what? I could do this stuff. Like, calm down, guys. Read a Mad Men comic, you know? Like, come on. So this old lady is like, hey, I got something you might be interested in. You know, it's like this weird weapon, you know? It's kind of old, but, you know, it could be useful. You've probably seen some people in my family use it before. You know, like my father and his father, they came to know this weapon and remember all this stuff. And you might know him. His name was Emmett. You know, I'm Deanna Quinlan. You might know his name. His name was Emmett. And maybe this weapon will be able to help you. It's the Valofax. Yep. There you go. A book I get it, like it's God Country, right? This is God Country, like we're setting up, it's God Country. Yeah, it's that sword from God Country. Cool. That's great. Good for Donny Cates. Like, I can't hate him for doing this, because I would do it too. If I did this exact idea, and instead of like the paybacks and the God Country stuff, I'd use my own characters too. Of course I would. Like, what would you have? What would you do otherwise? I'd probably change like Madman and use Elvira or something, but that's just me. This is Donny Cates. He likes Madman, use Madman. I don't give a shit. But yeah, I mean, I would do the same thing. So the Valofax is there. We get another like little reference here, like who the hell is Valofax, or what the hell is Valofax? We get a page, you know, like from God Country where we're seeing the sword and what it does. It's cool. You guys can figure it out. We cut back to the weird. What agency does he work for? Again, he's like that guy that gave Ryan like the kryptonite bullet. He's working for the government agency. He's on the phone with like I think the president or something. He's like, yeah, we're about to start Project Amalgam, and you're like, don't, man. Who said you could use amalgam, Donnie? Like, that's where I'm like, really? You want to use amalgam? So we enter this lab and we see that these scientists are just like creating a bunch of different superheroes by combining their dead body parts into one thing, which is pretty twisted and dark. I am actually very uncomfortable with that, but easy way to get around licensing rights is just having a new character exist with the powers of other ones. Smart. Again, very smart you're doing that. Because now it's like you can use Spider-Man's powers and you can have him holding a shield and laser eyes, but you never have to say Spider-Man, Captain America, or Superman. You could just have him be his own thing. Pretty smart, I gotta say. Like, I'm just amazed. So yeah, it's a fun little book. It's not bad. I think it's going to make a lot of like nerds really happy. They're going to be like, man, this is just the best thing to ever happen. I don't know if it's the best thing to ever happen, but it's pretty cool. Like, I'm just reading it. I'm like, this is enjoyable. It's fun. Madman's getting some fun action in here. You know, we're seeing the paybacks. It's pretty interesting writing. There's some moments where, like, it just takes me out a bit because there's a lot of swearing, which, I don't know. Was there swearing? Like, there was swearing in the last one, but it didn't seem as, like, nonchalant as it is in this issue, where it's just like, fuck yeah, we're fucking happy. Fuck yeah, fuck. It's like, I get it. I get it. Like, stop. I get it, man. I get it. So, yeah, it's cool. Donny Cates is doing what I would do. Like, just reference my own shit, make more money that way. I'm on board. Keep it up. like, what else can I say? Like, yeah, who wouldn't do that, you know? Make yourself some money. You're literally doing everything else. Make yourself some money. Go buy God Country, you know? Like, go read the paybacks. I'd do it too, man. Like, I can't hate him for that, because it's pretty smart in my opinion. But it's a fine book. Still not my cup of tea, I don't think, but it doesn't need to be for me. The important thing is, it is trying to show the power of comic books, and it's succeeding in that a little bit, so I think a lot of people will be happy with it. And if you're not, just realize that it's Donny Cates just saying, I can be a great writer and tell a great story while still getting people to buy my other works. That's pretty cool. I support that a lot. So, crossover number 4, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.